Hi there, welcome along to this video series accompanying Big Room Trap Drops. My name's Endemix from Sample Tools by CR2. Thank you very much for purchasing this drops pack. So what I'm going to show you in this first video is how to program interesting trap style snare rolls. What I have here is an Ultra Beat from Logic with an 808 snare sample in there. And I also have a collection of sounds from the pack. Now what I'm going to do is add a region in here, and we're going to create a snare roll in this last bar here. Now it's very important that we set our resolution in Logic or in whatever DAW you're using to a faster, a more precise resolution than 16, so a higher resolution basically. So we can see more divisions and we can program a faster pattern. Here's my bar 4 here I'm going to use, and the snare is located on C1 on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some snare hits. Now I've got an idea of what I want it to sound like. It's going to start off reasonably fast and it's going to get faster the last part of it. But I'm going to make it kind of in these kind of triplet groups in the last part. And from here you can really go to town and experiment with different patterns, but you know, you can leave that to your own experimentation. We're going to work with this one here. So next thing I'm going to do is start to work with pitch modulation to make it a bit more interesting. Now often in Logic anyway, it's quite easy just to find something to modulate by putting it into latch mode and then moving the parameter. So I'll do that here. Okay, so now it's easier for me to find rather than go through the list. And there we have the modulation. Now I'm actually going to scrap that modulation, but now I've got it here so I can quickly use it. Now I think it's very important with these snare rolls from trap music to make sure that the pitch modulation is very precise, because it sounds more slick and more professional and has a better effect in the track if it's actually really tight with the pitch. So the way I can do that is use the marquee tool in Logic. Now if you're not using Logic, then you can replace this with whatever the best way of doing it is in your own DAW. So with the marquee tool, I can just drag across and I can choose these divisions. Now at the moment I'm probably actually zoomed in a bit too far. Now I've done the actual programming of the snare roll, that the pitch doesn't have to be as fast, although it could be. So let's try like so. So when I click in the middle of the modulation line now, that now means that I've got a line that I can move straight up. So let's start off at A. If I carry on doing so, I can quite easily, very precisely affect the pitch in this kind of downward step. It's quite fiddly, but easier than trying to draw it in each line individually. And Logic's notoriously problematic for snapping as well, so this means you can kind of alleviate that problem. Now I'm doing it in semitones. You can try doing it in whole tones. You can try doing whatever you want, but I like doing it in semitones a lot of the time because again it's nice and fluid, which is what we want. So that sounds cool. What we could do is, on this part where it gets faster here, the second half of it, let's make the pitch drop a bit more dramatic. So that's sounding good. We can do things like go down in pitch and go back up in pitch in the second half. I mean, you can use your imagination and make, whatever kind of snare rolls you want using those techniques. And what also sounds good with this is panning or auto panning. So I'm going to use this tremolo plugin from Logic, which isn't it is a tremolo, but it also can work as an auto pan when we have these parts set up like so. It will actually auto pan. So now every quarter note, the snare roll's moving between the two speakers, or in my case, the headphones. We could automate this as well. So we could go up to eighth notes, maybe in the second half. You start off on half notes and move up to quarter notes. You can play around with it and again get something that you're happy with. We can also try filtering the snare roll. Bring up some resonance, maybe a bit of overdrive. Try a low pass or a high pass. So again, you can play around with an automator and get exactly what you're looking for. So hopefully that's given you some ideas on the trap snare roll. It's a kind of integral part of trap music. And in the next video, we're going to have a look at making a trap style riser sound. Thanks for watching. Remember, at Sample Tools by CR2, we also offer a mixing and mastering service. All you need to do is go to the CR2 Records website, click on the Store tab, then Studio, and all the information is contained there. Thanks a lot.